Morning, my name is Josh from Cyclones Oz, and we're on fully tropical today with an update on tropical low 12U over on the North Queensland coastline. We are expecting this system to intensify to a Category 1 strength tropical cyclone later this afternoon, and it is likely to make a landfall early tomorrow morning somewhere around Townsville, bringing damaging to locally destructive winds as a Category 1 strength tropical cyclone to parts of the North and Central Queensland coastline. Not to mention the flooding, the storm surge, and all the other impacts that this system is forecast to bring all the way down to Brisbane. All the details coming up in today's weather forecast update. So if you are brand new to my channel, please do consider subscribing. But let's get stuck straight into the details right now with this system. Currently located offshore from the far North Queensland coastline, about 450 kilometres towards the east-northeast of Cairns, about 400 kilometres towards the east of Cooktown, located approximately right here. It's a little bit difficult to pinpoint the centre right now because the system is practically stationary, but you can see it is a very broad and disorganised system. It doesn't look like a tropical cyclone right now. But if you were to flick on these wind observations, you can see we are looking at some pretty significant winds right now. 63 kilometres an hour, that's 34 knots at Willis Island. That is tropical cyclone force sustained winds, and they're gusting to about 45 knots this morning. That's closing in on 85 kilometres an hour, and that's kind of been the winds for the past 24 hours at Willis Island. A little bit calmer at Flinders Reef, but still getting very close to tropical cyclone force there. Hamo is blowing at cyclone gusts right now, Category 1 strength tropical cyclone wind gusts, and plenty of rainfall now streaming into the Mackay area. And that's another feature that we're beginning to see here with this developing tropical cyclone, is this rain band here on the eastern flank of this weather system. Lots of showers and thunderstorms now beginning to develop here, getting pressed up against the Queensland coastline, and we are expecting the heavy rainfall and the damaging winds to really begin to deteriorate throughout the course of this morning. A lot more strong wind gusts and heavy rainfall forecast across the North and the Central Queensland coastline throughout the remainder of this morning. This includes Townsville, this includes Mackay, this includes Bond, right up into the Castro Coast, and even as far north as Cairns. The good news is, at least for Cairns and areas further north, is they're in this dry slot here onto the western edge of this developing tropical cyclone, which means Cairns is actually expecting to, really escape this unscathed. And they've also got southerly winds, which puts Cairns in a protected location. So whilst exposed locations will still get those cyclonic wind gusts above about 80 or 90 kilometres an hour, for the most part in the Cairns area, it's not really going to be that bad throughout the course of this tropical cyclone event. It's just going to be a bit of wind, maybe a few showers here and there, and that will also extend up into the Daintree rainforest. Really, it's going to feel like a nothing burger for those locations. Let's touch on the forecast right now, because there is a lot to get through on this forecast. It is a complicated one, let me tell you. We'll just turn these off here so that our focus is on the rainfall. So as you can see with this low pressure system tracking down towards the south throughout the course of today, and you can see that rain band on the southern side of this tropical cyclone really developing through the afternoon hours. We're expecting this to really get its act together in the next kind of couple of hours or so, and it already is beginning to show signs of doing that offshore from the Central Queensland coastline here just outside of Mackay. We're beginning to see those heavy falls start to fall into the Clark Ranges outside of Mackay and then up towards Proserpine, but that's expected to really develop just south of the storm centre here. There's a few important aspects to note when we're looking at this tropical cyclone, or potentially tropical cyclone at this point in time. First of all, it's going to remain rather elongated. It's going to have a very large centre of circulation throughout the remainder of its life, with the bulk of the wind rotation, the sharpest point of that wind rotation, forecast now to be on the western side of this tropical cyclone, which is why we're seeing conflicting forecasts. Some taking the system here into the Cardboard Gap area. Most major forecast models, including the Bureau of Meteorology, now taking the centre of the storm into the Townsville area. But it's important to keep in mind that the Bureau of Meteorology, their track of uncertainty, where that track line is taking the tropical cyclone, that's the centre of low pressure, which may not be the centre where the winds are rotating around in terms of where the most concentrated wind speeds are, if that makes sense, which is forecast to be kind of towards the western edge of this tropical cyclone centre. Now, what this means here is that Townsville, even though the centre may actually pass over the top of Townsville or even towards the east of Townsville, which means Townsville will be on the protected side of this tropical cyclone, you would think, they will still get that easterly flow running across the Townsville area, contracting in towards the southeasterlies further towards the west of Townsville. And what that means is very strong wind gusts remain a possibility around Townsville, but especially for Magnetic and Palm Island just outside of Townsville. That's where some really strong wind gusts are going to become a possibility if this tropical cyclone track does come true. It's a bit confusing, but it definitely looks like this system here is going to have that. If we were to have a look at the storm centre on satellite imagery, I'll see if I can pull up a bit of an example right now. So the true centre of circulation is located around here, but the broader area of circulation kind of resembles this certain here. So it's a bit like cracking an egg in a pan. You know how the yolk doesn't stay in the centre unless it's a perfect egg. We've got that yolk here just towards the northern side Sometimes you have them on the southern side, and in disorganized systems, that yoke can be pretty much anywhere, I find. So with that yoke here on the northern side, forecast to spin around towards the western side throughout the course of today, that's where you're going to have the strongest winds kind of rotating around this yoke here. So even though that's not the true area of low pressure, that's where the most concentrated and the strongest wind gusts are likely to be. And that's a very important aspect to understand, that even though this center of low pressure is very broad, it means that those impacts are going to be far-reaching, not just concentrated. So what I mean by that is, as this system pulls into the North Queensland coastline, we're expecting these impacts to be very far-reaching, and that really emphasises the point that I've been saying for the last couple of days. The focus is not on where the storm makes landfall. It's going to be a few hundred k's towards the north and many hundreds of kilometres down towards the southeast, which in this case here, if it makes landfall around the Townsville area later tonight into early tomorrow morning, we're likely to see strong to potentially damaging wind gusts extending right up the coastline to about Tully or so, and strong to potentially damaging wind gusts of cyclone force right down to about Serena or St. Lawrence. So you can see a massive area of the North Queensland coastline between Tully down to St. Lawrence being engulfed in these tropical cyclone force winds. And that also does emphasise my point that this is not a symmetrical storm. There's a lot of things that are off-centre with this tropical cyclone right now. And that should really drive home the fact that it is disorganised and, is struggling to intensify and struggling to really get its act together. I hope that I haven't lost you at this point in time. This is quite confusing and it's starting to lose me, so I'm going to really tone this back here and tell you what you can expect wind-wise in your location, because the track forecast, now that we're approaching landfall, doesn't really matter that much. We're sort of looking on these broader reaching sort of impacts. So in terms of wind gusts, we are expecting maximum wind gusts here to be around 100 to 110, maybe even up to 120 kilometres an hour along the North Queensland coast. Now, the strongest winds are forecast to be for those coastal locations, which means the islands just offshore are likely to see the strongest winds, which includes Hamo, down here, Hamilton Island, just offshore from the Central Coast and Whitsundays, Palm Island just offshore from Townsville up here, and Magnetic Island just offshore from Townsville down here. We're also likely to see very strong wind gusts between Townsville across Bowen and then down to about Proserpine and Airlie Beach. Coming in here just towards the east of the storm, we are likely to see these northeasterlies really pump in later tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And this is definitely the area. Bowen, Airlie Beach, Guru, these are the locations that are likely to see those wind gusts in excess of 120 kilometres an hour if they do occur. So these are definitely the areas that you want to be the most prepared for in terms of where the strongest winds are going to be. Now, please keep in mind that these winds are going to be, for the most part, strictly coastal. We're expecting the strongest wind gusts to, really hover around the coastline here, which means if you're a few houses back, you're not going to have that major wind threat unless you do live in a really exposed or low-lying location. And especially if you do live a little bit further north, say in the Cassowary Coast here, where those winds are forecast to come out of the south, there are a lot of places that are going to really miss out on these winds or these stronger, almost cyclonic force winds. And to be honest, for the Cassowary Coast, but especially for Cairns and the Daintree Rainforest, this is going to really feel like a bit of a weak tropical low as opposed to a proper tropical cyclone event. So for these areas up here, there's not too much to worry about, and you're probably going to leave this event here thinking, oh, well, that was a fizz, that was an absolute bummer. I'm telling you right now, you're really likely to miss out, but don't get complacent just yet, because all it takes is one line of very heavy showers to move through that can dump a lot of rainfall in a short period of time and bring some very strong wind gusts with it. So, and again, another factor to keep an eye on is that these rain bands here, which are likely to build in the next couple of hours, are really going to have some of those stronger wind gusts. And you can see they're really beginning to build now into the Central Coast and Whitsundays. Mackay down to about Serena and St. Lawrence, we've got this rain band here churning in from the Coral Sea. That's not so much impacting the Whitsundays, but it is really beginning to drive up those rainfall accumulations into the Mackay area. So again, that's another area that we're going to be watching in the next couple of hours. And rainfall and shower activity now really beginning to build a little bit further up towards the north. Hamilton Island actually now gusting up into the 70s. So it's starting to get quite gusty around there, and full-blown cyclone conditions are just a few hours away. So definitely expecting quite a bumpy day today, but conditions slowly getting worse. Because it is a large system, we are going to be seeing these conditions slowly deteriorate. So we'd be forgiven for not thinking that it's a tropical cyclone until later this afternoon, when things are expected to get quite hairy. In terms of rainfall, the big rainfall accumulations are going to be, at least initially, in parts of the Cassowary Coast. We are expecting those much bigger falls in the early afternoon hours through parts of the Cassowary Coast around the Cardwell Gap area. Falls between 100 to 200 millimetres, but falling pretty quickly. So as such, a severe weather warning for heavy rainfall is currently in effect for those areas. Now, later this afternoon into this evening, when the storm's inner core begins pulling into the North Queensland coastline, we're expecting heavy to torrential rainfall accumulations to develop into the Central Coast and Whitsundays, particularly through the Clark Ranges into the Pioneer and the Proserpine River catchments. And falls here could be between 100 to 300 millimetres, increasing to isolated totals by tomorrow morning 9 a.m, around 500 millimetres in one or two spots, particularly if it does rain all night. We could be talking talking about some of the most significant rainfall accumulations in this pocket of Queensland since 2022, potentially even since Tropical Cyclone Debbie. In terms of how this rainfall is going to stack up to Tropical Cyclone Debbie around the Central Coast and Whitsundays, it's not going to come close for the most part. We will see a couple of rivers really pick up similar rainfall accumulations, but for the most part, widespread flooding is going to be, to a lesser degree than what it was through Tropical Cyclone Debbie. That was a really wet tropical cyclone. So in terms of comparison, probably about half as much rainfall, 40% of the rainfall that Tropical Cyclone Debbie brought in. But keep in mind, Debbie was a ridiculously wet tropical cyclone. It was very large in nature, but it was also very organised in nature because it had more time out in the Coral Sea to get that organisation together. So when we're sort of comparing those half of the rainfall, we're still talking about a very significant amount of rainfall coming in for parts of the Central Coast and Whitsundays, and you need to remain very much flood aware throughout the course of today. So that's another important factor to keep close tabs on. And if we flick it over to other forecast models as well, you can see some of these numbers just outside of Mackay, particularly through the Clark Ranges, rising above 300 millimetres here. And keep in mind, I believe all these forecast models have been quite conservative. I mean, Townsville is going to see a lot more than 20 millimetres, so is Tully. Cairns is going to see a lot more than 5 millimetres. So I do believe these forecast models are really, underbaking this forecast here, particularly on the rainfall side of things. But we will keep close tabs on things. Keep in mind, the tropical cyclone isn't that convectively heavy, which means there's not as much thunderstorm or rainfall activity around it as what we would like to see for very heavy rainfall. But if we have a look at this kind of cloud activity through here, I know it's pretty patchy on the radar imagery, but this is about 24 hours of persistent rainfall that's sliding in towards the Central Queensland coastline. And if you multiply rain rates 10 to 15 millimetres an hour, which is what's in some of these thunderstorms here, particularly when they get smooshed up against the Central Queensland coast and into the mountainous regions, you have 300 millimetres falling just like that, and you could be seeing falls get up towards the 4 or even 500 millimetre rainfall accumulations as well at a click of a finger. So we will keep close tabs on this rainfall situation. It's likely to get out of hand quite quickly around the Mackay and the Proserpine area. And as such, flood watches and warnings are in place. I do believe much of far northern Queensland, including the Herbert up through the Cassowary Coast, is going to escape with just minor flooding. In fact, areas towards the north of Cairns, including Cairns itself, may escape with no flooding at all. The forecast has gotten dramatically better there overnight because we haven't seen any convergence activity develop, not on the forecast models, but also not in real life up in parts of the Daintree rainforest. So I do believe that they're going to escape with without any flooding at all, but definitely some minor flooding possible through parts of the Herbert, the Tully and the Johnston rivers later today. Potential for moderate flooding into the Tully and the Johnston rivers. I do hope everyone is prepared for that moderate or even major flooding, because again, if we do see convergence-based rainfall activity developing in these areas, it's not going to take much compared to usual to get these river levels up towards the major flooding alert. I mean, it will only take a couple of 100 millimetres in a few hours in the Tully and the Johnston rivers, because those rivers are currently saturated, so we do need to keep that in mind as well. Moderate flooding does become a risk the further south you get though, and areas in this red outline here, which includes the Pioneer and the Proserpine rivers, which are both likely to get up towards moderate flooding and are at a chance to get up towards major flooding. Also the Burdekin River and parts of some of the rivers into the Harvey Range around Townsville. Minor flooding is expected through all of these areas. Moderate flooding is a possibility. Major flooding is not off the table right now for the Proserpine and the Pioneer rivers. We're going to get a good idea of the flooding situation early tomorrow morning. We're going to be waking up and seeing these rainfall accumulations, and if we're looking at numbers here 300 to 400 millimetres high, particularly around the Mackay area and further towards the north of Mackay, then that major flooding risk really does become a possibility. But for now, we're hoping for the best and preparing for the worst, and that's what I've been telling everybody to do over the last couple of days. In terms of those maximum wind speeds as well, just for locations between Ingham along the coastline, including Lucinda and Halifax, Townsville, Bowen, Eyre, Guru, down towards Hamilton Island, Proserpine, Airlie Beach, and then through the Whitsundays down towards Mackay. If you are on the coast, you need to make sure that you are prepared for potentially destructive wind gusts coming in from this tropical low. And again, another factor that I would just like to reiterate, because there is still a chance this system fails to develop into a tropical cyclone, and that may make a few people complacent, we just need to keep in mind here that regardless of tropical cyclone development or genesis here, it doesn't change the outlook much at all. This system is still going to produce very strong wind gusts. It's not going to intensify per se, it's just going to organise into a tropical cyclone. That's going to be the difference between this being a tropical cyclone and not being a tropical cyclone. It's just the fact as to whether or not it organises up towards tropical cyclone status. So again, that's going to be something we keep an eye on. In terms of what our webcams are showing, I've had some pretty good feedback on these webcams in the last couple of videos when I have been showing them. So this is looking at Proserpine right now. You can see those clouds rolling in. It doesn't look especially windy or especially turbulent there right now. A bit of water on the ground right now. This is just outside of Proserpine. We've got some shower activity beginning to develop here. These rivers are basically empty. There is still a little bit of water in them, and you can see a little bit of rainfall has fallen overnight. But for the most part, it's looking pretty calm and collected collected, which is good news indeed. We'll see if we've got anything around Hamilton Island. We do just out here. This is just towards the north of Hamilton Island here on the northern side of Hamilton Island. You can see the waves don't look especially turbulent right now. This is at the harbour here. You can see, yeah, it's still raining, but nothing looks too crazy. We do have that outgoing tide, which is good, but that means the incoming tide later this afternoon with that northeasterly surge of winds. But again, it doesn't look overly rough or turbulent there right now. So this is good news for the most part. But again, we will just keep things, we'll keep an eye on things throughout the course of today. It doesn't look especially bad right now. Please don't panic as well. I mean, far North Queensland is built for these weather events, and this is, I don't want to be saying only a Category 1, but in terms of wind standpoint here, this is only a Category 1 coming through, so your house is not going to blow over you. You're not going to be, blown into the stratosphere or anything like that. Nothing crazy like that is going to happen. But if you are unprepared and the backyard is a mess, for example, if you've left the cars out, then there is a chance that you do see some damage or some level of destruction in your area. So just make sure you are prepared, and you've got the remainder of this morning to make land-based preparations. It's now, for all intents and purposes, a little bit too dangerous to be out there on the water moving boats around. For example, just hunker down, stay at home, and make your last-minute preparations throughout the course of today at home as this tropical cyclone does roll in. It's an interesting weather event, that's for sure, and I will be keeping close tabs on this situation. Oh, you thought we were done. Well, we're not. Let's talk about our southeast Queensland threat, because what we're going to be seeing here is this tropical low move inland through Sunday and into Monday. The forecast does become rather uncertain from this point onwards, with a couple of forecast models calling for a split towards the northwest, which means the system is going to head out towards flood ravaged northwestern Queensland. The good news is it's not forecast to bring too much in the way of rainfall out into those locations, but it will continue that northeasterly flow through Sunday and Monday into the Central Coast and Whitsunday. So Mackay's flood and rainfall problem is not going to end with this tropical cyclone. The rainfall and shower activity is going to continue right through Monday, only easing off throughout the Tuesday afternoon hours by the looks of things. But lots of shower and thunderstorm activity possible into the central coast of Queensland through Tuesday and then out towards, or Monday, Tuesday, and then out towards Wednesday, with some major forecast models calling for a bit of rainfall persisting in towards southeastern Queensland. I'm not overly sold on the rainfall just yet. I have made my forecast already over on Facebook. I kind of made my, dug my grave, because now I'm embedded in that rainfall side of things, forecast down in towards southeast Queensland. I probably should have waited until I was absolutely certain, but I'm not absolutely sold on it right now. But there is a chance that Monday and Tuesday do bring some showers and maybe even some heavy falls or two into the southeast of Queensland. The best chance of seeing that rainfall is going to be through the Sunshine Coast in towards the Fraser Coast as well, and then of course the Capricornia coastline into the Central Coast and Whitsundays. That's where the best chance of rainfall is going to be through Monday and Tuesday. But heavy falls are still a chance now in southeastern Queensland, and there are some forecast models that are calling for a little bit of heavy rainfall here and there, up to 100 millimetres on the cards around Brisbane and the Gold Coast. But I'm not overly sold on this really heavy rainfall coming through right now. It's definitely a factor that I want to keep close tabs on. But I do reckon it's going to be the Sunshine Coast stealing at the southeast of Queensland's thunder, just considering the fact that this low pressure system is forecast to, curve out towards the west by the time it makes its landfall crossing of the North Queensland coastline, instead of tracking down towards the south, which is what the forecast model guidance was yesterday. And that's why I've really refrained on commenting from the southeast Queensland so far, because I am still relatively uncertain. In terms of looking long range, there is a little bit of rumble of activity out into the Coral Sea, and I do think we are going to see some kind of activity from a tropical cyclone. It could actually end up being a strong tropical cyclone out into the Coral Sea between the 15th out to the 20th of January. There's also the chance of another system developing around Australia Day offshore from the Coral Sea. We do have some forecast model support for that as well. But in terms of a strong tropical cyclone, chances are now definitely increasing out around Vanuatu and New Caledonia for a potential Category 3 severe tropical cyclone out into the Coral Sea, well offshore from the Queensland coastline between the 15th out to the 20th of January. I just want to see an area of interest or an invest develop before I start calling the shots on this system here, so I'm going to wait until about Monday or Tuesday to make another update on this weather system. But in terms of that Queensland threat, it's really not a concern right now. There's a lot of panic going around because people are posting, reckless forecast model captures of this system slamming into Rockhampton or Townsville or something like that as a Category 4 plus tropical cyclone. Look, the chance is there out into the Coral Sea, but in terms of the chance for the North Queensland coastline, the jet stream's going to take it and shred it, or take it down to the graveyard where it'll get shredded in itself. So I really don't think Queensland is in the firing line for the time being. In terms of the next potential Queensland landfalling threat, that's beyond the 2-week outlooks. We really don't know at this point in time. Now, another update coming out later this afternoon, likely before it becomes a tropical cyclone. If not, I'll try and time it for when it does actually get upgraded to a tropical cyclone. And there will be a landfall update as well, which I'm low-key dreading because that means I'm going to have to wake up at about midnight to make that landfall update. But the information is all going to be here throughout the course of today, so make sure you are subscribed, sticking around and turn those notifications on as well. A massive thank you to our channel sponsors. They're the reason the lights stay on here, so of course their support is massively appreciated. Check out the Facebook page. There's a lot more information coming out there as well, and I'll have the updates all over on the Facebook page as well, so make sure to check that out too. But that is going to be all for me this morning, and I'll catch you all this afternoon. Goodbye.